Welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Teresa. I am a surface pattern designer and watercolor artist. When I first started making my list of all the textures that I wanted to include in my texture series, of course I had to include the cling wrap method. So you often see cling wrap textures used in abstract art, sometimes in landscape art, a lot of times in the background of other artwork. Sometimes I've even seen it used as tree texture, like tree bark. But I really wanted to explore other ideas. I don't often do abstract art or landscapes, so I've never used a lot of cling wrap texture in my artwork, although I really like it. I just never found a way to use it. So this set me on a quest of finding how I could use it in my art. And I came up with a lot of ideas. Today, we are going to go over a few of those ideas, and some of them turned out super great. So I'm very excited to share this with you. So the idea is I just want some loose water out here, and I am going to put the cling wrap down here like it's the bottom of the ocean. So maybe it's like coral, or that's my idea anyway, so maybe it'll look like coral. So we'll see. Let's just drop in some water. Some pigment. And now I want the coral down there. So I'll add a little bit down there. Some deeper colors. Maybe even some indigo down here. I'm not crazy about that indigo. That might have been a mistake. All right, so let's take the cling wrap. I just want it across the bottom. Let's go ahead and do the tortoise shell, and then we'll take them off together. I'm just dropping in some raw sienna and some Van Dyke brown. And I think those are the only two colors I'm going to use. And hopefully that masking fluid will keep it contained so we don't have it all in the water. I don't want it too wadded up. Okay, let's take a look. I think it should be dry. All right, let's take a look at this. Well, that's interesting. I'm not loving it, but I'm not hating it. It's an odd... I don't know that it looks like coral or anything. Maybe I should have done it a different color. Probably maybe some browns in there too. But I think the tortoise shell turned out well. Well, now that I'm finished with him, I thought we could talk about it for a minute. So I'm not real crazy about this. That didn't turn out quite how I was hoping that it would. I think the color has something to do with it, but also it just to me looks more like crystals or something like that. It doesn't look like coral reef to me. So anyway, that was just an experiment, but now we know that that's probably not a good way to do coral reef. While I was painting the turtle, I kept wondering about other ocean animals that might work with the cling wrap method. Let's try a fish next. And I'm going to just think 2 colors. We'll use this cobalt blue and some purple, violet, I believe that is, and that's probably a little too saturated. So let's spread that out a little bit. Oh, I forgot to put masking fluid on his eye. Really should have done that. Let's keep this very watery. Drop in. Let's mix these colors all up. Don't want any white spots. I really wish I had not forgotten to cover up his eye. Just trying to smooth his face out a little bit since I'm not going to put the cellophane on his face. All right. I guess really and truly his eye's going to be black anyway, so it might not matter too much if it does get on his eye. All right, we'll check back in a minute. Okay, let's check it out. Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool looking. Okay, now I think that looks really, really cool. Now that we have his eye in place and his little mouth, that looks really awesome. So let's take some clean water and just start adding some interest. Let's add, I'm just dragging out from his body, which will need more than that. And I actually should have wiped, I should have made all this. Let's do that real quick. Let's get all this wet so that we'll have soft edges. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and wet this up here. And we will start dragging out from here. And we're going to have to add to it, of course. So let's drop in more of all this. Let's get the purple. Get this brush because it does a better job of making it very flowy. Okay, I need more of this. More purple. Maybe over here a little bit. And let's do down at the bottom. That's pretty cool. Oh, I like that. I'm tempted to soften out that edge and maybe this edge, but maybe not. I think I'll leave it. I like how all this is very soft and this, that's a hard decision. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm gonna leave it like that instead of softening out that edge. Well, let's let it dry and see what it looks like after it's dry. Well, this is not quite dry yet, but I'm getting pretty anxious to talk to you. I'm so excited about some of these ideas that I've had that I just can't wait to share with you. So while that's continuing to dry, let's talk about our turtle. So I think I was telling you, I love the way the tortoiseshell turned out, but I'm not so crazy about this. I think this needs some work. The idea needs some work. Maybe some different colors or something. I don't know. But, you know, as far as his shell goes, I think it was fun to experiment with the tortoiseshell, but I should have picked where you're looking at the whole tortoiseshell and not just a portion of the tortoiseshell. I think we would have had better results with that. So that's just something to keep in mind for the future. If I do it again, I would do it from the whole shell perspective, and even in a larger painting rather than this is fairly small. I think it would have more impact if the turtle were larger. I was thinking about other things that you could do with cling wrap, and I used two different greens here. I think this would be really, really cool as an alligator. I'm not real into alligators. I don't think that I've ever painted an alligator, but if I were going to paint an alligator now, I would have to try this cling wrap method because I think that would be a super cool alligator texture. It's also, depending on whether you turn it, I could also see like forest. If you were going to do pieces of a forest or something, that might be useful, or any kind of green plant that has a lot of texture. But I still think the alligator is the winner for that one. This one, now I thought about, or I was thinking about when I was doing it, an elephant. And I don't know why I'm so hung up on animals right now, because typically I paint mostly florals, but right now I'm having so much fun with these animals. So I was thinking about an elephant when I did this. Well, you know, I don't know that that would really work for an elephant. For one thing, the pattern's too large. So if I were going to try it with an elephant, I would scrunch it up much smaller like I did like on this one. That might be a good texture, but I really scrunched that up tight. Then going back to the ocean theme and how the coral reef did not turn out like I thought it was, I thought about, what about a fan coral? You could do pieces of coral, depending on the colors that you pick. But this, so I did it kind of in a fan motion. And I think that would make it a neat fan coral, or even a seashell. I think that would make it a cool seashell. Now this one, I was thinking about gravel. So if you were going to do something that had a walkway in it, or say stone pavers or something like this, this method would probably work. And I just dropped in little dots of 2 different colors. Can't remember now which colors. Raw sienna and probably Van Dyke brown. Oh, I mixed Van Dyke brown with buff titanium and dulled it down. And so put little drops, just a bunch of little drops, and then scrunched it super tight and put it on there, and then put something on top of it to hold it in that tight position. So I think that would make some fun gravel, or a driveway, or you know, something like that. So so those are some of the ideas that I had. So I hope you will try these methods in your artwork, and leave me some comments and let me know what you came up with. It's fun to brainstorm and to learn from each other, and you know, just kind of bounce some ideas back and forth. You never know what kind of fun, beautiful stuff you're going to come up with. And if anyone does the alligator, I would love to see it. So I hope this gives you some fun things. And keep in touch with me and let me know how it goes. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. I'll be posting more videos coming up very, very soon. Have a great day.